About light-dependent reaction of photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Let's take about the word photo and synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to build something. And that's what we're using the energy provided by light to build something in this case. So for learning objectives, this state that the light-dependent stage takes place in the thylakoid membranes and that the light-independent stage takes place in the stomata. Outline how light energy is converted to chemical energy, which is the ATP and reduced NADPH. In the light-dependent stage, our reference should be made to a cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation, but no biochemical detail is required. To know the role of photolysis is in the light-dependent reaction. To understand how ATP is made during light-dependent reaction. Be able to understand how chloroplasts are adapted to carry out light-dependent reaction. Using light to build simple sugars like glucose, and we're also going to get oxygen gas as a product as well. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves of plant through tiny openings known as stomata, and oxygen it leaves the plant through those some openings. In photosynthesis, light is used to make organic compounds, especially sugars. In plants, this is extremely important for virtually all life on Earth because these organic compounds are what we and our food are all made of. So how does this process work? In short, when light strikes a leaf, this light is absorbed and light energy is used to drive a series of chemical reactions that ultimately make sugars and other organic molecules. Photosynthesis can be divided into two sets of reactions: the light-dependent reactions and the light-independent reaction, or the Calvin cycle. But in this video presentation, we'll focus exclusively on the light-dependent reaction. The light reaction occurs within the thylakoid of the chloroplast. Special pigments absorb light energy and transfer it to high-energy electrons, eventually producing ATP and the electron carrier NADPH. The light reaction used to photosynthesis called photosystem 1 and photosystem 2, which are both embedded in the thylakoid membrane. It's important to realize that these photosystems are named for the order in which they were discovered, not for the order in which they participate in photosynthetic process. The light reaction actually begins at the photosystem 2. The first thing that happens is that photosystem 2 receives photons or light energy. The light energy is transferred to a chlorophyll reaction center, causing electrons in the reaction center to become organized. These electrons become so organized that they escape photosystem 2 and move to our nearby electron acceptor molecule, located in the electron transport chain. Meanwhile, to replace the electrons leaving photosystem 2, water is split, releasing oxygen, 2 hydrogen ions, and 2 electrons. The first set of electrons continues to move down the electron transport chain, releasing stored energy as it moves. This energy is used to create hydrogen ion gradient. A protein in electron transport chain pumps hydrogen ions from the stomata into the thylakoid space. This creates a high concentrations of ions in the thylakoid space, relatively to the low concentrations of ions in the stomata. This creates a high concentration of ions in thylakoid space, relative to the low concentration of ions in stomata. This gradient contains a large amount of potential energy, which is used by an enzyme called ATP synthase. The hydrogen ions flow down their concentration gradient through a channel in ATP synthase, releasing energy in the process of ATP synthase uses this energy to add a phosphate to ADP forming ATP. So for photolysis, this reaction uses photolysis or the use of light energy to split water molecules and produce oxygen. In this light-dependent reaction, light energy is absorbed by chlorophyll and other pigments and transferred to the reaction center of photosystem 2.